de la dégradation continue de la situation sécuritaire.
In a televised address on Monday night, the soldiers said they had decided to end President Kabore's rule as he has failed to unite the country, as well as address various challenges in the West African nation, which include insecurity. Early on Monday, the West African Bloc Ecowas condemned what was then an attempted coup and urged the military to respect the civilian government as the democratic authority. ECOWAS also urged the government to engage in dialogue with the mutinous soldiers. Frustration has been growing in the West African country in recent months due to frequent killings of civilians and soldiers by militants, some of whom have links to Islamic State and Al-Qaeda. Burkinabe residents poured onto the streets in support of the soldiers. In New York, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned the takeover and called on the coup leaders to lay down their arms.
Secretary General is following developments in Burkina Faso with deep concern. He's particularly worried about the whereabouts and safety of President Roch Marc Kabore, as well as the worsening security situation following the coup carried out on January 23rd by sections of the armed forces. The Secretary General strongly condemns any attempted takeover of government by the force of arms. He calls on the coup leaders to lay down their arms and to ensure the protection of the physical integrity of the president and of the institutions of Burkina Faso. The Secretary General calls on all actors to exercise restraint and opt for dialogue. The United Nations reiterates its full commitment to the preservation of the constitutional order and reaffirms its support to the people of Burkina Faso in their efforts to find solutions to the multifaceted challenges facing the country.
The U.S. called for the immediate release of President Kabore and other government officials and for members of the security forces to respect Burkina Faso's constitution and civilian leadership. This is a third coup in West Africa in just over a year, following similar coups in Guinea and Mali. ECOWAS imposed sanctions on Mali's military junta after it announced plans to extend its rule for 5 years, rejecting next month's deadline for elections set by the bloc.
Very worrying.